In part one of our small account growth challenge, we took $900 or somewhere around $900 and we turned it into $1,117. What's up, traders? Welcome back to another live trading video. This one's going to be a little bit different. If you remember from the last video we did, in part one of our small account growth challenge, we took $900 or somewhere around $900. I took a small account. I think I deposited just around $900 into a trading account. And we're going to be trying to, in this video, grow that account as aggressively as possible. And we turned it into $1,117 in the last part of this two-part series that we've done so far. Today, we're going to be continuing that challenge, or I'm going to give you guys an update on my small account challenge that I have been doing and share with you guys the last performance in the last 2 or 3 weeks since we last did an update, and share with you guys the trades that I took, some of the reasons why, and my actual live account details. So I've got it pulled up on my phone, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to plug in August 18th here, which is the last time that we updated on the previous episode of this. By the way, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's really entertaining. Will did a really good job with the edit, and it was pretty funny. So check it out. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be going through some of my trades on this account and sharing with you guys the profit and loss of the last few weeks. Now, this one was a little bit more of a rocky road than last time. If you remember last time, we had a really good month where we took a lot of different profits on a lot of different trades. Well, this last few weeks was a little bit tougher. It was not as easy to make a bunch of money. So let's go ahead and jump into the trades, and I'll talk about the profit and loss that we had in the last few weeks on our small account challenge. Starting balance, I think we left it off at like $1,117. I believe that's right, but we'll have to double check. So the first trade that we ended up taking was actually a really good one, which don't get used to it because we had a bunch of losing trades after this one. Granted, you'll see about them in just a second. So AUD NZD, I took a buy position. I put a 0.03 lot size position on this trade, and the trade ended up running in my favor quite a bit. So I've got it pulled up here, and basically what ended up happening is I shared a buy position on AUD NZD, and price continued to go in my direction for quite some time, and I kept trailing my stop and moving it into profit. You may have seen the video. I actually shared it on YouTube. It was a great trade, and it was a nice profit in the end there of $28.56. So pretty happy with that one. Again, on a smaller sized account, that's a pretty good gain. I think if we're going off of $1,000 in the account, that's roughly a 2.8, almost 3% gain on the account just from this one particular trade. Wow. Now the next one we took was a sell on CAD Yen. I took a 0.01 lot size position and ended up getting stopped out here relatively quickly for $2.60 lost on the account. The next one was a break-even trade. Really not too much to talk about here. We gained a total of 12 cents, just like last video where 12 cents was one of our best profits. Which was really just a break-even trade. It means that I sold Aussie dollar, price started to go down, I moved my stop to break-even or just around there and closed out when it hit back on my stop loss for about 12 cents of profit, if you want to call it that.
Look, a year's salary right here.
The next one is GBP JPY, which is a trade that actually was kind of cool. We ended up getting long at a really great time, and unfortunately we got stopped out when price came back and trailed us out pretty quickly. So what ended up happening here, I've got the trade, let me see if I can find it here. So we ended up getting, we took a buy trade on the break here. So price starts to break to the upside. We ended up getting long, and I liked the momentum. I wanted to be involved with it, so I took a trade, and initially price really went in our favor, but unfortunately shortly after shooting in our direction, we ended up getting stopped out overnight. I believe I was asleep when this happened. I woke up to price coming back. No! I had moved my stop loss into profit and got stopped out there for $4.67 of profit on this trade. The next one is AUD NZD. I took another 0.03 lot size position. This one did not work out so well for me, losing $8.71, just a little under 1% of the account risked on that trade. New Zealand Canadian was the next one, which also resulted in a $9 loss of $8.96 on this one. Unfortunately, that one just did not work out for us. Next up was Euro Aussie, and here we go, guys. This was where things started getting rough because we kept taking losses on this small account, which is not easy, especially when you have a small account because you don't have a lot of capital to kind of, handle those losses. So when I say the losing streak on this was painful, it was actually painful because I was trying to aggressively grow this account, and as you may have experienced in the past, sometimes when you have a losing streak and you're trying to grow an account, it can be really frustrating. So, I stuck to the plan though. Things were okay in the end, so just stay tuned. We'll keep talking about it. The next one was this Euro Aussie short, like I mentioned. Sold 0.01 lots on this particular trade and lost $4.39. Another loss just to pile on to our existing 2 losses before this. So that's 3 losses in a row.
Oh my God. I am never going to financially recover from this.
The next one was where things started to hurt, but it gets worse. S&P 500, we took a short here of 0.01 lot size. And if you know this vehicle or this asset, you know it can be very, very volatile and move your account quite a bit. Only 0.01 lots, and I actually ended up getting stopped out here for $25.62 lost on this particular trade. So not a fun one, definitely hurts to add that to the 4th loser in a row. But don't worry, it keeps going. New Zealand yen, I sold 0.03 on this particular trade, took a loss of $12.36 here as price went against me. Never fun. I tried for that one, but unfortunately it shot back the other way and ended up taking the loss before it got bigger. The final loser, this is our 6th loss in a row. Was another short that I actually took last night. So I took a trade last night. This is right before today. Sold the S&P 500, 0.02 lots this time. A little bit bigger, took a little bit more risk because I really like this setup. And I know that this is a much larger risk, and I would not personally recommend risking this much on any particular trade, but ended up taking a $76 loss, $76.46 lost on this trade here, making that our 6th loser in a row here on the account. Which, like I said, is really, it can be kind of mentally taxing because you're saying, well, how many losers am I going to take in a row before something actually cashes me out? And this is truly the reality of being a trader, especially with my style where I'm trying to trail stops and let things run. When the market's not going in your direction, the market's just chopping back and forth, it can be really difficult to catch a winner that can pay off all of those losers. Fortunately though, we stuck to the plan because here at the end of the last 2-week period, it is a Friday, we're filming this update, we took a really great 2 trades on the S&P 500. Again, I really liked this momentum. I'll jump and we'll hopefully show the chart on the screen. I really liked the momentum to the downside, and I ended up sharing with members. I basically said that I think we have potential more downside in the US indices. I put a tight stop here, basically trying to ride the momentum that we have had in the last few days. I love that price. Basically, one of the things that I liked about this trade was that price tried to rise and very quickly was sold off. After many, many days of up, we had a sharp sell-off, which I thought was posed to continue, which fortunately we were correct about, because on this one, we took $147 of profit here on this one trade. And this one trade by itself pays back all of those losses, the previous 6 losses that we took, and left over some profit. And so the final trade here was another one of those. I kind of scalped this one. This was a little bit quicker of a trade. Ended up taking another $13.75 of profit here on this trade. So let's recap everything that we've gone over. We had a lot more losers this time than last time, which resulted in, actually let me count them up. So I took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 winners and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 losses. So what's kind of cool here is that in the end, we had a profit of $52.65, even though we only took 5 winners and we had 7 losers. This is the cool thing about letting your winners run, and that's why I keep coming back to a strategy like this, which is basically to let those trades run in your favor if they want to do it. Because in the end here, although we took that mentally taxing drawdown of multiple trades in a row that were going against me, I ended up taking a profit there of $52.65. Now, in the end, this is not a ginormous profit by any means. This is not a massive, celebration of, oh my God, this is incredible. This is, tripling accounts really quickly. It's actually quite the opposite. It's actually kind of straightforward, not a really super impressive number. On our $1,100, $1,200 account, whatever, we went up $52 in a few weeks of trading. And this is pretty active, and in my view, still a relatively aggressive account growth. And I know some people out there are going to disagree with me. They'll say, no, you should be able to do 25% growth per month, 30%, 50%, all these numbers. But to me, what is best is to manage your risk by keeping your position sizes small, risking as little as you possibly can that makes sense, and letting the winners really pay themselves off. And that's exactly what we did. So this month was down, right? We were negative for the month all the way up until today, which basically resulted in those last two winners that we took on the S&P paid for a bunch of previous losses. And that's kind of the cool thing, again, like I mentioned, with letting those winners run. So overall, very happy with how this trade has gone so far. I think that we made some good progress on the small trading account, and I hope that this has been helpful. Again, losing and losing streaks are a part of the journey. If you can't accept them, you cannot possibly be a trader, because this is a business, and as a business owner, you've got to be ready to pay some of the expenses, right? If you're running a business and you're trading, you're treating it right, it should have moments where things cost money to, expend in your business. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel, let us know in the comments what you think, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.